on in, come on in. Man, on behalf of my mother-in-law, man, I bless each and every one of you that catch this live. And for those of you that, what's up with you, Raymond? Man, for those of you that come on a little later, or for those of you that catch this on a replay, man, may God bless you as well. What's up with you, Paul? Man, I changed the name of this. I had it scheduled, what is it? Self-love and the heart chakra. Um, I was at the dentist this morning, and that's the reason why I pushed it back till 1 o'clock. I know I had a dentist appointment. What's up with you, Garrett? Um, is that Dang G4? What's up with you? Um, so I know I had a dentist appointment. That's the reason why I pushed it back to 1 o'clock today. But while I was at the dentist appointment, man, they had me, numbed up my mouth, my nose, everything still feels numb. So if I seem kind of out of it, that's the reason why. You know what I mean? I'm kind of out of it right now. But I wanted to come on and have this heart to heart with you guys. And as I was sitting there, it was just pressed upon my heart. Yes, we're talking about self love this morning or today, but we're going to talk about forgiveness as well. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about forgiveness because those two go hand in hand. You know what I mean? You have to have forgiveness in order to talk about self-love. What's up with you, boss? What's up with you, Daywalker? It's a trip because this morning I woke up this morning about 4 o'clock, and that's the time I wake up. You know what I mean? It's like clockwork, either 3 o'clock something or 4 o'clock. I wake up naturally. And so I woke up this morning about 4 o'clock, and I was just meditating or just thinking on this. What's up with you, David? On this dream that I woke from, right? This dream, stay with me. We're gonna go somewhere. It's gonna be. I don't know how long we're gonna be on today, but it's gonna be profound. So in this dream, it's a trip because my queen and I we were somewhere, and there's like these five guys that came walking up to us, and I knew that it was going to be a problem just by their energy, just how they were looking. I could tell that there was going to be an issue with these guys. I didn't know these guys, but just their energy was telling me, man, get ready, it's popping off. You know what I mean? And so I'm walking with my queen and these guys coming up, and it turns out that one of the guys used to be, what's up with you? One of the guys used to date my queen years ago, right? And so he was coming because he messed up, and he was coming because he wanted her back. You know what I mean? He wanted my queen back, and man, they were gonna kill me. This is what they told me, man, we're gonna kill you, and I'm taking her back with me. You know what I mean? And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? This ain't gonna be good. You know what I mean? This ain't gonna be good. And so I grabbed my queen's hand, and it's like, let's go. We ain't got time for this. You know what I mean? And so, man, the guy that was talking to me, man, he came at me with a knife, and a couple of his friends, they pulled out knives too. And I just commenced to beating the shit out of them. You know what I mean? I didn't want no problems with these guys, but man, you do what you got to do. You know what I mean? And so I was stomping the hell out of these dudes. And I'm the type of person, man, I don't like violence. I'm not a violent person at all. You know what I mean? But I'm going to do what I have to do to protect me and mine. You know what I mean? I'm not a violent person at all. But I'm not going to let you just do what you think you're going to do. You know what I mean? Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. And so in the midst of me beating the hell out of all these dudes, right? There's a large crowd of people that saw me stomping these guys out and just beating the shit out of them, right? And they're gathering around us, right? And I'm just beating the shit out of him. And this guy that I know, man, he grabbed me. It's like, Elijah, this ain't gonna be good, right? And so I'm talking to him. He said, Elijah, this don't look good, right? And so I'm explaining to him what transpired because none of these people were there when it popped off. None of these people were there when these five guys walked up to us. None of these people was there when they told me that they was gonna kill me and they was gonna take my wife and they was going back to wherever they was gonna go, right? So they were gonna kill me and they was gonna kidnap my wife. And you know what I mean? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna have to do. And I think every one of us is gonna do what we gotta do in that situation. And so I'm trying to explain to this guy, Kevin, it's like, no, bro, I know, this, it ain't like that. It ain't like what it look like. I know it look bad. I see all these people here, and man, I look like I'm the aggressor. I look like I'm the bully. I look like I'm the one that initiated all this, but I didn't do this. You know what I mean? I'm trying to explain to Kevin, and I'm like, bro, it ain't what it look like. You know what I mean? It ain't what it look like. I know it look bad, But I promise you, bro, I was just protecting me and my queen. I promise you, I didn't start the fight with these five guys. You know what I mean? I promise you, I got my queen out here. I'm not gonna start a fight with five guys. You know what I mean? And so while I'm talking to David, I mean not David, while I'm talking to Kevin, somebody's recording us, but the guys in the background are talking to their friends and stuff, right? And the cops are showing up, right? And I already know what it looked like. You know what I mean? These guys are busted up, broken nose, black eyes, busted lips, broken jaws, broken knees and elbows and all this. I mean, I put a work in on them, right? And so I already know what it looked like. You know what I mean? Man, this bald-headed black guy beat up five guys, and yeah, he's the aggressor. Cause I ain't got no mark on me. Stay with me. We're going somewhere. And so I'm talking to Kevin, I'm explaining to him the situation, right? And so this person behind me that I'm not even aware of, they're recording, right? And on the other side of me and Kevin, there's the guys talking to their friends, right? What's up with you, Kate? And so they're talking and they're telling their friends, yeah, we came here and we're gonna kill him and we're gonna take his this guy's David's wife back with him and we'll do our girlfriend back with him, whatever the case may be, right? And so they're already talking about this, they're saying this, right? And they don't know that they're being recorded. I don't know that they're being recorded. So I'm explaining to Kevin, the cops are coming up, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm the only black guy out here. You know what I mean? I'm the only black guy out here. I'm getting arrested, right? And it's like, okay, let me just calm down. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? Everything's always working out for me. And it's a trip because I was just telling my queen that as I was coming back home last night, everything's always working out for us. We have to remember that. Everything is always working. It don't matter what it look like. Everything is always working out for us. Stay with me. We're talking about forgiveness and self-love. And so this person walks up to us and they're showing me and Kevin this video that they recorded, right? And they're showing us the video of me and Kevin talking, and me explaining to Kevin what transpired. And in the background, you could see these other guys that got beat up talking to their homies, and they raised the volume up and you could hear them saying the exact same thing that I said. That these guys started it, they came to kill me, they initiated this, they came here for the purpose of killing me. They pulled out the knives, they were gonna do me in and take my queen with them. And so when the cops showed up and they came up to us, these guys looking all beat up and they're trying to explain to the cops that I jumped on them and I did all this other stuff to them and all this other stuff. And so the cops are getting ready to cuff me. And my friend Kevin stands up, no, 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 officers, it's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. It's not how it appears. And he shows them the video. And he's explaining to the people, I've just seen video proof that my friend Elijah didn't do this. I just seen proof that Elijah didn't initiate this, that he didn't start this. And so he's showing the cops the video. And so the cops look at me and they look at the other five guys and they look back at me and they walk over to the five guys and arrest them. And the dream ends. But it's pressed upon my heart, things aren't the way they look. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're talking about forgiveness and self-love. Because so often, so many of us have gone through so much hell in our life. You know what I mean? We've gone through so much pain, so much tragedy, so much loss. We've had people dog the hell out of us. We had people abuse us. We had people beat us down and just all kinds of crazy, vile stuff to us. Things aren't the way it appears. Stay with me. And so I'm sitting and I'm like, God, what does that mean? What does that mean? I know what it means in this dream. But had it not been for Kevin showing up, had it not been for this person recording this videotape, with me not being aware, man, I would have got charged for beating down those five guys. Had it not been for Kevin coming to my defense and telling me, Elijah, come on, let's go. You've heard them enough. Elijah, this is not going to look good. And this person coming up and saying, hey, I got video that he didn't start this. These guys are admitting that they started this. They came here trying to kill him. He just defended his wife and what to do. And now they got this evidence. Things aren't the way it appear. All right. Had it not been for this, had it not been for Kevin, had it not been for this person showing up and being at the right place at the right time, pulling out their phone and recording, man, it would have went a totally different way. Things are always working out for us. I don't have to plot it. I don't have to understand it. All I have to do is just trust and rest assured that, man, God's got my back. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Here's proof. Kevin shows up, my friend. Here's proof. This person shows up and they're recording. They're my ace in the hole. They're my get out of jail free card. Because I'm in alignment with source and universe, God the Most High. Man, he sent these two people here at the specific time. They didn't know what was going on, but they showed up. What does that got to do with forgiveness? And what does that got to do with self-love? Because we've gone through so much pain, because we've gone through so much damage, it's easy for us to take on this victim mentality. It's easy for us to look at our childhood and like, dang, my childhood sucked. Dang, this marriage sucked. Dang, this job sucked. This person, da, da, da. It's easy for us to look at stuff from that perspective. Why? Because we've been hurt by it. We've been traumatized by it. It's fucked us up. And all we see are losses. So it's easy for me to look at my childhood and say, man, dang, my father couldn't stand me. My father hated me. My daddy murdered my mom. I was sexually abused twice as a little kid. Dang, these religious people dogged me out. And these religious people emotionally abused me. What do? My uncle beat the shit out of me as a little kid. And what do? Man, I could sit back and say all this stuff about my childhood and be so angry and so bitter and so hateful about my childhood because all this shit happened. And so many of you, you've gone through so many different things in life, and it's fucked you up. It's hurt you real bad. And you got stuck there. And so many of us, there's like this cliche now, self-love. Everybody's talking about self-love, self-love, self-love. But nobody really knows what self-love is. What's up with you, Stevie Love? We're talking about this stuff, but we don't really understand the importance of self-love. We don't really understand the power of self-love. And so self-love is, man, if I really love me, if you really love you, man, you got to figure out a way to let that shit go. I don't give a fuck what it was. All the shit that's happened to you that's hurt you is hurt you for a reason. It's your job as a grown as adult now. It's your job. You say you woke, you enlightened. You say you on the spiritual journey. You grown up some, you matured some. It's your job now to understand why you went through what you went through. Not to sit here be angry and pissed and mad and be a victim, be angry at everybody else. It's not your job to sit there and hold judgment against all those people who've done you wrong. That's not your job. Your job is to understand, man, things are always working out for me. And because things are always working out for me, man, I ain't got the trip. Because things are always working out for me, man, I don't have to be stressed out. Because things are always working out for me, man, I can sit there and trust God and believe that, man, he's going to send a way out of this. I'm going to find a way out of this. I don't have to put a bullet in my head because I'm so fucking tired of being hurt, because I'm so sick and tired of going through bullshit. Man, I ain't got to fucking end my life because I'm tired of suffering. I've been there. I was tired. I was sick and tired of people. I was sick and tired of living. I was sick and tired of constantly getting hurt. I was sick and tired of my loved ones dying. I was sick and tired of my quote unquote loved ones not accepting me, walking out of my life. So it's easy for me to get to the point of, man, fuck life, I'm done. I'm done. God don't give a fuck, why should I care? God don't love me because if he loved me, he wouldn't allow my daddy to murder my mama. If God loved me, he wouldn't allow me to go through all the stuff that I went through as a kid. It's proof to me that God didn't love me. But things aren't the way that they always seem. I just showed you the dream. Things are not the way they always seem. In the dream, it looked like I beat the shit out of these 5 guys, and I did, but it looked like I was the aggressor. It looked like I initiated this and jumped on these 5 guys for no reason. Because when everybody gathered around, they just saw me wearing the fuck out of them. They didn't see what transpired prior to them getting there. So many of us, we sit back and people are like, dang, why are you so angry? Why you hate women so much? Why you hate guys so much? And why you hate black people? Why you hate white people? Why are you so racist? Why are you so homophobic? And da da da. We have all these things. We look at people for how they are right here, right now, and we never understand. We never know the pain and the suffering that they went through. And so we sit back in judgment, sit back on our high horse, talking about, well, you shouldn't act like that, and you shouldn't do this, and you shouldn't be like that. And you don't know the fucking pain they went through. You don't know the hell they went through. And you sitting there talking about, well, you shouldn't be an alcoholic, and you shouldn't be a drug addict, and you shouldn't be a homosexual, and you shouldn't be. Like, shut the fuck up with your high horse ass. You know what I mean? Go sit your raggedy ass down and learn and deal with your shit. It's easy for us to sit back and judge other people and not resolve our own pain and suffering. It's easy for us to sit back and act like we got shit all figured out and not even understand why we can't find a mate. It's easy for us to sit back and say, it just ain't no good men left. It just ain't no good women left. And all this stuff. No, motherfucker, you got some fucked up issues about you that are repelling the women that you're attracted to, that are repelling the dudes that you're attracted to. There's something about you that's keeping them away. But you don't want to blame you because you can't be the problem because you're a victim. So it has to be everybody else. And so when you start talking about self-love, man, you got to start looking, being real with yourself. When you start talking about self-love, you got to sit there and say, hold up, wait a minute. I got to be honest and transparent with me. See, in order for you to love you, you got to have that honesty. In order for you to love you, you have to have that transparency. In order for you to love you, man, you have to be able to sit there and say, damn, I forgive me. I forgive me for all the mistakes that I've made. Man, illuminating manuscripts, bless you. Thank you for that donation. You know, it's easy. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy forgiving people. It's not. I get that. You know what I mean? Because it hurts so bad. It hurts bad. I get it. It's as though they're ripping your heart out and stabbing it right in front of you and throwing your heart on the ground and smashing it. You know what I mean? And then picking it back up and squeezing it in their hand right in front of you, and you can't do shit about it. The pain is real. I get that. But if you want to heal, you're going to have to man up. You're going to have to woman up and deal with the pain. And you're going to have to learn how to forgive the people that have hurt you. You're going to have to learn how to forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. It's a trick because I do so much counseling and coaching, and there's always people talking about what they've gone through and how people have hurt them and how people have dogged them out. And it's easy for me. It's not easy, but it's always that I have to bring back to the remembrance. Like, hold on, wait a minute. You're blaming your dad for not being perfect. You're blaming your mama because she wasn't perfect. Can you even acknowledge the fact that you're not perfect? You're not perfect. You've never been perfect. And yet you're blaming other people for not being perfect. It's crazy when you put it in that perspective. When you look at life from that vision, like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm mad at my mama for not being a better mama. I'm mad at my daddy for being abusive, for not being there with them. I'm mad at these people for what they've done to me. But if the truth be told, I've messed up some relationships too. I may not did it on purpose, but I had unresolved issues, and that's why I messed up this relationship with this guy. I had unresolved issues, and that's why I messed up my job. I had unresolved issues, and that's why I messed up this great career opportunity. I had unresolved issues, and that's why I smoke weed all day long, every day. I have unresolved issues, and that's why I'm an alcoholic. I have unresolved issues, and that's why I slam dope. It's easy for us to justify our issues. It's easy for us to justify our unresolved issues. But we ignore the fact that everybody else has unresolved issues. They just may have chose to handle their unresolved issues differently than you. Just because they handled their issues different don't mean that they didn't have issues. Every one of us have issues. And the trip is, every single one of us, our journey is to learn how to love ourselves. And how to forgive ourselves and others. That's every person in the world. We all have that purpose. We all have that mission. How do I fall in love with me? How do I forgive people that have hurt me? How do I let go of the pain? See, you could tell people that are real about growth and development. Because people that are real about growth and development, they sit back and they start looking at life from the perspective, dang, you know what? For 25 years, for 30 years, I've been mad at my daddy. For 30 some odd years, I've been mad at my mama. For 40 years, for 50 years, I've been mad that my daddy never cared about me. My daddy was never in my life. My daddy never spent time with me. And because my daddy didn't do all that, man, now look at all the stuff that I do. Because my mama wasn't nurturing, because my mama wasn't compassionate, because my mama didn't spend quality time with me, this is why I am the way that I am. Because my ex broke my heart and cheated on me and dogged me out. This is why I can't stand guys. This is why I have an issue with black men that look like you, Elijah, because he was bald-headed just like you. I've had so many women tell me that, man, I used to wear a goatee, and I had so many women, white women and Hispanic women, that tell me, man, you remind me of guys that have hurt me. You remind me of these guys that raped me. I know it wasn't you, but your goatee, everything about you, remind me of them. And so we have issues. We have things that we haven't forgiven people for. We have things we haven't forgiven ourselves for. And so we have to learn, man, how do I forgive me? I want to love me, but in order to love me, I have to forgive me. See, we stop loving our parents and we stop loving all these people that hurt us. Why? We said we stopped loving them. Why? Because we haven't forgiven them. Because we still got issue with what they did to us. You came home and you saw your wife butt-ass naked in a bed with your best friend, with your brother, with your boss, or whatever the case may be. And now you hate the bitch, and she ain't no fucking good, and what to do, and you ain't got nothing good to say about her. And I get that. Why? Because the pain is still real. The embarrassment, the shame. How could they do this to you? And the conversations that we as adults, we have to start having with each other's, how do we fall in love with ourselves? How do we learn to forgive people? Many of us, we don't want to forgive people. We want to feel entitled to be angry at them. We want to be entitled to be pissed off and frustrated and hating on them because they hurt us so bad. And that's how you know you haven't healed. That's how you know you haven't resolved that issue. Because you don't have the desire to forget them. You don't have the will to want to forgive them. Because you'd rather be the victim. Because you still see them as the bad guy, as the bad girl, as the person who brought you so much pain. See, part of self-love, so many of us men, we get all dolled up. You know what I mean? We get all prettied up. Why? Because we want people to see us a certain kind of way. We want to present ourselves as, man, I really care about me. I love me. I take my time out. I'll go to the beach. I'll get my nails done. I'll get a pedicure. I'll get all this other stuff. I'll have a hair day. I'll have a me day. We do all this stuff because we want to feel good about ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need that. That's essential for growth and development. But don't make it all about just that. getting a pedicure, getting your nails done, getting your hair done, if you need checkups, going to the dentist, going to the doctor, doing what you got to do, all that's important. That's all essential for self-love. Excuse me. Got all this crap in my mouth still from the dental work. That's all important from self-love, for self-love. But don't forget about the emotional aspect of self-love. Don't forget about, man, I got to heal my traumas. I got to learn how to deal with these experiences. I'm painting it a different way. I was molested twice as a 6-year-old kid by Christian guys at church, once at church and once in the house. Okay? Just twice. But from the time I was 6 years old to the time that I was a grown-ass man, I carried that trauma. And it was as though I had been molested every day of my life. It only happened twice. I saw my father murder my mom when I was 2. Stabbed her 49 times. Because I had so much hate and so much anger in me because of what I experienced. See, what happens when situations happen to us that we don't like, or situations we do like, we give a lot of energy to that situation. We attach so much energy to that situation. To where now, because my dad murdered my mom, and because I attach so much energy to that memory, I'm struggling with my father murdering my mom the rest of my life. Because I attach so much pain and so much energy to me being molested as a 6-year-old kid, I'm now dealing with that and struggling with that and suffering from that as a grown-ass man. Now, it didn't just happen to me, but I'm still paying the price for it. I'm still suffering from it. Why am I suffering from it? I'm suffering from it because I have energy attached to that memory. Whatever's happened to you, you have energy attached to that memory. That's why you can't shake it off. That's why you can't just let it go. That's why you can't really forget them. That's why you can't sweep it up under the rug as though it didn't exist. That's why you can't pop enough pills and drink enough alcohol to erase that memory. You can't erase the memory. All we have to do is learn to say, okay, you know what? That memory is real. That situation occurred. But I'm not going to live hurting myself by every day waking up and subconsciously and consciously giving energy to that situation, to that memory. They hurt me once. My daddy murdered my mama once. But I kept living with that and replaying that in my mind. And so it was as though it happened every day of my life. And I couldn't shake it. And so, how do we learn to forgive? I'm drinking some tea. How do we learn to love ourselves? You have to make a decision. You have to make a decision man, I know what it is. You know what I mean? I know that I went through this. I know that I'm experiencing, but man, I'm not going to give my energy to this anymore. I'm not going to keep giving energy to this memory anymore. I'm not going to keep giving memory, I'm pain or energy to this memory. Why? Because the more energy I get to this memory, the more I'm hurt. The more it messes me up. So we lose a loved one. I lost my wife in 2015. Until I learned to deal with that, I struggled with her dying. I struggled with her death. Went through seasonal depression. And I had to understand, man, Elijah, you have to let that go. If you don't like feeling like that, then you have to let it go. You keep feeling like that. You keep going through the depression. You keep going through the anger, the hate, whatever it is you're going through. You keep going through those feelings because you keep choosing to hold on to those memories and giving energy, feeding those memories with your energy. That's why you're suffering for this stuff that happened 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, because you're constantly feeding it. You're feeding it. And so by learning to say, man, you know what? I want to learn how to love me. I want to learn how to stop tearing myself down. I want to learn how to stop being a victim. I want to learn how to stop hating myself. I want to learn how to stop being angry and mad at my daddy. And he's dead and gone. How can I stop being so mad and angry at all these people that have hurt me and they're not even part of my life anymore? These people have gone on or they're dead. And you keep fucking your life up because you're attaching your energy to those memories. And the reason why, for most of us, many of us, is because we haven't learned how to love ourselves. We haven't learned how to forgive ourselves. We haven't learned how to forgive other people. That's why we keep going through what we go through. That's why we keep dealing with the frustration and the depression and the anger and the hurt and the pain and the trauma. Because our brain doesn't know any better. Scientific studies said that, man, whatever's happened to you in the past, it's happened. But because you keep thinking about it, your brain doesn't know whether it's an old event or it's something that you're constantly going through. It's a new experience to you. And so your brain can't differentiate between what happened 30, 40, 50 years ago and what you're thinking right here, right now. That's why you could be in so much pain. Because you're reliving it. You're reliving the hurt and the pain and the suffering. You're reliving the loss. You have to make a choice. I said, man, I can't do this no more. Yes, muscle memory. You don't even have to think about it. It's just there subconsciously. It's like Kung Fu or anything, yoga or anything that you do a lot. Your body gets used to doing it and it becomes like just natural reflexes. Because you've done it so much. You don't even have to think about doing it. It just happens. You don't even have to think about, man, I want to think about this stuff. It just pops up because it's there, because there's unresolved issues. And so we have to rewire our brain. We have to rewire our thought process. You guys hear me talk a lot about, we got to change our perspective. We have to get in alignment with God, source the Most High, and say, man, what was I supposed to learn from that? It's fucked me up. It's caused me so much pain, so much. I've lost so many years dealing with this. I've lost so much energy and time dealing with this. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. How do I let this go? How do I let that go? You let it go by making a conscious decision that you're going to let it go. You're no longer going to allow it to control your life. You are now going to take control over your own life. You're going to stop being a victim of your circumstances. You're going to stop being a victim of your past. You're going to stop being a victim of your mean and evil bosses. You're going to stop being a victim of people's abusive mentalities. You're going to learn to stand up for yourself. You're going to learn, man, I ain't got to deal with this bullshit. You know what I mean? This is your issue. This ain't got nothing to do with me. You angry, you mad, and you disrespecting me and woo-woo. Not because I deserve this, not because this is who I am, but because of your issues. Because your unresolved trauma. That's why you're disrespecting me. That's why you can't see value in me. That's why you can't love me. That's why you can't cherish me. That's your issue. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But because I love me now, I'm not dealing with your bullshit. Because I love me now, I'm not allowing you to keep hurting me. Because I love me now, I'm not going to allow you to keep disrespecting me. Because I allow you now, I'm not going to allow this boss to keep abusing me, to keep using me, to keep manipulating me. Because I love me, I'm not going to let anybody talk down to me. We allowed all that stuff to happen because we didn't love ourselves. We wanted to be loved, but we didn't love ourselves. I was talking earlier about, man, every single one of us, we have a different story. Some of our experiences are similar. Some of our pain and suffering is very similar. But we have different, unique stories. Every single one of us. Our stories are like fingerprints. They're all different. There's some similarities, but they're all different. And here's the trick. Because our situations are different, we're here to understand who we are. And so we go through all the bad shit that we go through. We go through all the painful shit that we go through so that we can discover who we are. And the trip is, there's so many people talking about karma. I talk a lot about karma. I talk about you reap what you sow. And the trip is, we go through so much karmic, quote unquote, debt, karmic lessons. Because we get so mad at people for hurting us. We get so mad at people for dogging us out. We get so mad at people for disrespecting us. And the truth is, they disrespect you because you disrespect yourself. I'm going to say it again. These people disrespect you because you've disrespected yourself. These people don't value you because you don't value yourself. These people don't cherish you because you don't cherish yourself. And so your karmic debt is, man, I got to learn. I got to grow the fuck up. If I want people to value me, if I want people to cherish me, if I want people to respect me and love me, then I got to love me. I got to cherish me. I got to stop thinking so low of myself. I got to stop hating myself. I got to stop disrespecting myself. I got to stop minimizing my efforts and all the things I've done, all the things that I bring to the table. See, when I disrespect me, my karmic debt, my karmic lesson is, okay, somebody's going to come along and disrespect you too. And it's going to fuck you up. It's going to hurt you. Why? Because you got to learn a lesson. And the lesson is, man, I got to stop allowing people to disrespect me. I got to respect myself. I have to value myself. I have to love myself. And so all these people that have dogged us out, all these people that have hurt us, every single one of them was a karmic debt. Every single one of them was a karmic lesson for us to learn how to fall in love with ourselves, how to cherish ourselves, how to empower ourselves. We got to stop looking for saviors. We got to stop looking for rescuers. So many women, they look for a strong man. Why? Because I need you to protect me. I need you to take care of me. And I need this, and we got to learn to do that for ourselves. We have to learn to be our own savior. We have to learn to stop looking for everybody else. Excuse me. We got to learn to stop looking for everybody else to love us and value us and to think highly of us. We have to learn to do that stuff for ourselves. And then when you learn to do all that stuff for yourself, you put yourself on a certain frequency to attract other people around you that's going to think highly of you, that's going to love you, that's going to value you and cherish you. But as long as you're on that low frequency of self-hate and unforgiveness, and being a victim and being bitter and angry and as long as you're on that frequency, you're going to keep attracting people like you. Why? Because Source, God, the Most High Universe, is trying to get you to grow up. They're trying to get you to understand, man, I got to learn the lesson. All these people aren't bad people. They have traumas just like I do. But they're here to show me something about me. If I don't want to be disrespected, if I don't want to keep getting dogged out and man, why am I going through this? The light just went on. Because I'm doing this to myself. I'm disrespecting myself. I'm minimizing my accomplishments. I'm downplaying my abilities, my gifts, my talents. I'm settling. And when I settle on me, I'm teaching other people to settle on me. When I disrespect me, I'm teaching other people how to disrespect me. When I love me and I value me, I'm teaching other people, man, I'm not accepting anything less than this. I'm not accepting your bullshit. I'm not accepting your negativity. I'm not accepting you disrespecting me and calling me out. I'm not accepting any of that. Why? I'm teaching you how to love me. And if you can't love me on this level, then you got to go. It ain't up for debate. It ain't up for discussion. My expectations ain't too high. My standards aren't too high. You're going to love me or you're going to leave me. One or the other. There is no middle ground with that. What we've done, we've learned to compromise. We've learned to give up and to and validate ourselves and to tear ourselves down just so that we can be accepted by these other people. And so we keep going through the same suffering, keep going through the same pain and trauma and drama because we won't learn the lesson. We refuse to learn the lesson. I don't care what you've done. It don't matter. I've counseled people that have molested other little kids. You know what I mean? It don't matter to me. I've counseled men that have raped women. I've counseled women that have molested people. You know what I mean? Done the same thing because they were hurt, because all this stuff happened to them. Man, I'm not here to stand as anybody judge. I'm here to help us grow up. I'm here to help us acknowledge the fact that, man, we're not perfect. And at the same time, we have to understand, man, in order for me to love me, I have to forgive me. I have to stop being so hard on myself. I have to stop tearing myself down. I have to stop being so hard on other people. I got to stop tearing other people down. I have to stop being so judgmental of other people and myself. Because I love me, I'm not going to judge me. Because I love you, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you. I don't have to judge you. You're here on your own journey, and your journey has nothing to do with me. Your growth and development has nothing to do with me. You're going to grow at the pace that you want to grow at. You're going to heal at the pace you want to heal at. My responsibility is, man, I want to grow super fast. You know what I mean? I want to grow at the pace that I'm capable of growing at. I want to heal at the pace I'm capable of healing at. And so I have to put in that type of work. Whether anybody else is at that level or not, don't matter to me. That's not my responsibility. That's not your responsibility. You're not here to save the world. You're here to save yourself. You're here to heal yourself. You're here to forgive yourself. You're here to love yourself. Because when you really understand, man, loving yourself, when you really grow up and understand, man, I can relax. I can stop being so dogmatic. I can stop being so judgmental. I can stop being so high-strung. I can stop being so self-righteous. I can learn to exhale. Why? Because I finally know who I am. And because I finally know who I am, I understand that I really love me. And I really love me because I know who I am. And so I'm going to do all the things that I need to. I'm going to take the days off that I need to. I'm going to spend time in nature like I need to. I'm going to eat the right stuff that I need to. I'm going to get the rest that I need to. I'm going to get the medical attention that I need to. That's all part of self-love. I'm going to exercise the best I can. I'm going to eat the best that I can. I don't have to be perfect. Just do the best that I can do. Just give it my best effort. Why? Because I understand that, man, it's all part of self-love. It's part of self-love. It's self-love. You got to hold yourself accountable. And the trip is, when you learn that, you learn that, man, I have God within me. I have the Spirit of God within me. Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. And so I don't have to be so mad and angry. I don't have to question whether there's a God. I know it. I don't have to question whether God's in heaven or where he's at, but I know he's with me. I know he is me. He's in me. He is me. I am he. I am she. That's all part of growth and development. But you have to forgive you. There's so many people, man, they're wanting to learn all this highly deep stuff. You know what I mean? They want to know all this other stuff. And they don't even know who they are. They want to know all this profound, deep stuff, and they don't even know how to love themselves. They don't even know how to let go of the pain and suffering. They don't even know how to forgive. And see, here's the trick. Here's the secret with forgiving. I don't forgive you because it benefits you. I forgive you because it benefits me. I forgive you because I love me. See, when you hold on to forgiveness and you have unforgiveness, you have all this unforgiveness. It fucks with your body. It fucks with your mind. You can't be all that you came here to be. You can't be the best version of yourself holding on to all of that bitterness and unforgiveness. It's toxic as hell. And so here's the trick. You can't be a loving person. You can't love you and really love you and be poisoning you at the same time. You can't say I love me and I value me and I cherish me, I respect me and you be poisoning yourself every day with unforgiveness. You poison yourself every day with hatred and animosity and bitterness and resentment because you have unresolved forgiveness issues. So forgiveness is essential for self-love. You have to have forgiveness to have self-love. Because unforgiveness is so low frequency, so low vibrating, and it poisons your body. It poisons your mind. Love is the highest form of frequency. Unforgiveness is one of the lowest. They can't coexist. They're never going to be on the same frequency. So you have to choose you. You have to choose love. And so when you get all these angry thoughts and all this stuff that wants to come up about your past and whatever you've gone through, man, no, I love me. I love me. And because I love me, I'm not going to keep thinking about all this stupid stuff. Because I love me, I'm not going to keep thinking about all this low frequency stuff. Because I love me, I'm not going to keep wondering and be worried about stuff that I can't control. Because I love me, I'm not going to be holding on to crap that happened 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Because I love me, I'm not going to get caught up in all this frequency of this stupid stuff. Because I love me, man, I'm going to let all of that go. Because I know that if I keep holding on to it, it's killing me, it's poisoning me, it's destroying me. I can't love me and be cutting myself at the same time. I can't love me and think highly of me and be poisoning myself at the same time. You can't do it. And so we have to grow up and understand, man, every day, I have a choice. Every day, every moment, I have a choice. See, you can't control the thoughts that come to your mind, but you control the thoughts you think about. I'm saying it again. You can't control the random thoughts that come to your mind, but you control the thoughts that you think about. See, just because a thought comes to my mind, don't mean that you have to sit there and dwell on it. Just because a thought comes to your mind, don't sit there and you have to sit there. No, you can sit. Oh, no, no, no. I see you for what you is. I ain't got time for the bullshit today. I ain't got time for this low frequency shit. Nope, I'm cutting this shit off. You know what I mean? Let me focus on something else. And that's how you cut that thought off. That's how you become responsible for your thoughts. That's how you become responsible for your frequency. Oh, I don't like this feeling. I don't like this thought. I don't like this thought because it brings this negative feeling. I don't like this thought because it makes me feel a certain kind of way about myself. It makes me feel like I'm not good enough. It makes me feel like I'm not lovable. It makes me feel like I'm too fat. It makes me feel like I'm too skinny. It makes me feel like I'm too dark. I'm too light. I'm too ugly. Okay, in order to cut all these feelings off, let me cut the thought off. The only way to cut these feelings off is to cut the thought off. And you cut the thought off because you love you. You value you. And because you love you and you value yourself, and you get these negative thoughts that come to your mind, it's like, oh, nope. I choose. Because I'm responsible for my life. Because I'm accountable for my life. Because I'm the master of my own ego. And I'm not a slave to my ego. Because I'm a master of my ego, this thought popped in. But I'm choosing to focus on a different thought. I'm choosing to focus on something more loving. Something more compassionate. And so you always have a choice. Always. Most of us, we allow our ego to make the choice for us. And so we're a slave to our ego. And so we can't control our feelings. And you can't control your feelings because you can't control your thoughts. And your thoughts create your feelings. And so you're sitting there trying to control your feelings, completely ignoring your thoughts. And you're constantly failing because you can't. You can't control your feelings. And so you just feel like a failure. Let me just get something. Let me just go drink. Let me smoke. Let me slam some dope. Why? Because I can't control my feelings. And I need to control my feelings. No, you don't. You need to control your fucking thoughts. Because your thoughts create the feelings. Your thoughts bring about the feelings. And so when the thoughts come, you have to say no. You used to be able to come and reign and do what you want to do in my life. You used to be able to come and fuck me up. Nah, not no more. I'm a grown-ass man now. I'm a grown-ass woman now. I see you for what you is. I recognize the bullshit now. I didn't understand that just because these thoughts came, man, all these feelings were coming with them. I didn't understand at the time that these thoughts, these little simple thoughts, brought all this fucking baggage. And the baggage was your feelings. Game recognize game. Real recognize real. And so because I see the thoughts, I recognize the thoughts for the bullshit they are. It's like, oh, nope. Let me think about this. Let me put on some music that's calming. Let me put on some music that's meditative. Let me put on some music that's going to uplift my spirit. Let me think about something that I'm grateful for. Let me think about something that brings peace. Let me think about something that brings joy. Let me think about something that brings happiness. Let me think about something that's going to make me feel good about me. That's all part of self-love. And the more you do that, the stronger that part of your life gets. And the easier it is to be able to recognize the bullshit when it comes. The more you flip the negative into a positive, the more you flip the energy Because understand, a thought is energy. It's energy. Your job is to be able to recognize it for what it is. Okay, this thought brings self-hatred. This thought brings low self-esteem. This thought makes me feel like a fucking failure. This thought makes me feel like I'm not good enough. This thought makes me feel like nobody's gonna love me. Nobody likes me. Nobody values me. All these feelings from that one thought. I can't think about that. I can't dwell on that thought no more. Let me think about the opposite of that. Let me think about something that's going to uplift my spirit. And you have that responsibility. It's like you're watching something on YouTube or a movie, and the movie is like so heavy and so toxic and so depressing, and It's like, oh my God, I feel so overwhelmed. I feel so bogged down with all this heaviness from this movie or from this drama they talk about. Man, I gotta change this and cut this shit off. Man, and you turn on something else. And you see something laughter, something so beautiful, you know what I mean? And it just uplifts you. It's like, I can exhale, you know what I mean? Man, I had to get rid of all that toxicity. I had to get rid of that heaviness. All of that comes from a thought. Man. Family, I thank you for being with us. I thank you for your energy. We're quickly approaching our 1,000th video. I think we're just days away from our 1,000th video. And so I thank you guys for being part of this tribe. I thank you guys for the energy that you bring in the lives and on the comments and stuff that you bring to the regular videos. Man, I love you guys. I'm so happy to be a part of this tribe with you guys. My queen and I were so ecstatic of being here and being connected with you guys. Man, we'll be back on tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. For those of you guys that are going to be part of the home thing, we will begin connected at 3:30 on the email that I shot you guys on the Zoom link. Until then, man, namaste. The God in me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in each and every one of you. Man, family, it's 2023. We have to learn to love us. We have to learn to value us. First and foremost, you have to love you. You have to value you. There's so many people talking about, man, Valentine's Day is coming up. Man, I see that, the Valentine's Day is coming up. It's right around the corner. And it's all about love, love, love. What are you getting? Gifts and flowers and chocolates and, all this other stuff. Man, you have to love you. Buy yourself something this year. Do something for yourself this Valentine's Day. Show yourself that you're worthy, that you're lovable. Man, bless you guys. Happy healing. Peace. And tell them that email